Hey guys, it's George here. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 books that every man should read if they're looking to change their life. This is coming from a 20-year-old. The whole point of this channel is to document my journey, document the things that I've learned in my relationships, in fitness, and in business. With me and my business, I make over 6 figures a year. My job definitely being the majority of that. But regardless, here in California, I'm doing pretty good for myself. So looking back on it, if I could read these books earlier, I definitely would. I bought an entrepreneurship mentorship for $5,000, and they had a reading of 12 books for the 12 weeks that the mentorship program lasted. Out of these 3 books, 2 of them were on that list, and the honorable mention was on that list as well. So 3 out of 4 of these books were recommended by someone worth over $100 million. So that here are the 3 books that I would read as soon as I possibly could if I wanted to change my life as fast as possible. If I wanted to get that clarity to know where I'm going and get there fast. Now, before you read any self-improvement books, I would recommend Audible. I recently got an Audible subscription. You could buy books on there and it just makes it way faster, especially when you listen at 3x the speed that the person's reading at it. You could turn up the speed on Audible and it makes it way faster. So the honorable mention is going to be Atomic Habits by James Clear. This was the first book that I read when I was getting into self-improvement, and it's such an easy read. It's so simple to read, and it has a lot of gold nuggets for you to find and change your life in it. It's really the basis of self-improvement. James Clear goes over his life journey as a baseball player, getting a severe injury when he got hit in the face with a baseball bat. He basically went from somebody who was severely injured in the hospital, unable to do anything, to not only being able to move again, but being able to play baseball at a college level again and achieving all these great things. And then he used those same steps that are drawn out in the book to become a New York best-selling author of the book Atomic Habits. The main point of the book is essentially the little things matter. Those atomic-sized habits are what makes the big difference. If you get 1% better every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. I think that's the math on that. He lays out the foundation of self-improvement in that book. Be amazing at literally anything. So before you read any of these other books or do anything related to self-improvement, even working out, I would give this book a read. And I would say the reading level on this book is literally like first grade. I think a first grader could actually read this book. It's so easy to read. And if you're thinking that you're someone who hates reading, I relate to that myself. I hate reading. But I read the book page by page the first time, and then the second time I just listened to it on Audible, and it was way faster. So get Audible, give it a listen, and start changing your life. Now getting into today's 3 books that I would read if I wanted to change my life as fast as possible. Number 1 is The Way of the Superior Man. There's this YouTuber in a blue robe named Hamza Ahmed. I don't know if you know him, but he basically lives by this book. This is a book that's obviously geared towards men and not women, but so is this video. The Way of the Superior Man really changes the way you think about all these things that you struggle with. I would read this book if you're ever looking to get into a long-term relationship, understand women, trying to get over lust. It could definitely help you find out who you are and what your goals should be, what will make you happy. This is just an all-around man's tutorial for life. If you're unhappy with where you are in life, it's because you're doing things that somebody else told you to do. Because if you actually thought about what you want in life, you would do things to get you towards that goal, right? But the reason you're unhappy with where you are in life is because you're listening to somebody else's directions. Probably your parents or something you saw on social media, but something else is influencing you, and that's why you're unhappy with your life. Even if you're not where you want to be at, but you're working towards it and you know you're going to get there someday, that will make you feel fulfilled itself. This book will give you clarity, and that's the most important thing that any man can have who at least wants to achieve something in life. I guarantee you, if you read The Way of the Superior Man, you're going to discover so many things. So many psychological things involving men in particular that you just had no idea what was going on. He'll give you examples and you'll see that you do those things yourself. He'll tell you why you have a problem with lust. He'll go over every type of person and you'll know which one you are when he's talking about it. He makes it so clear. Give this book a read when you have a chance. Listen to it on Audible. I promise it will change your life, and especially how you think about yourself. You can't fix your mind if you don't know what's wrong with it. This book makes it very clear, and then you can fix it. So book number 1 was The Way of the Superior Man. Book number 2 is going to be Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. This book is about negotiation. It's written by Chris Voss. He was the head negotiator of an FBI negotiation team. Here's why I'm recommending this book. Nobody knows how to negotiate. Nobody has the balls to negotiate. Nobody is willing to ask for the things that they want. It's that simple. When was the last time you were standing in line and you even heard anybody ask for a discount? Just no reason. You don't have to have a coupon, just simply ask. Hey, can I get 10% off? You probably never heard somebody ask that. This book goes over all the psychological things that are actually tried and true by an FBI team negotiator, a hostage negotiator, and he brings them into business and life. Because it's all the same. All the psychology is exactly the same. It doesn't matter if somebody's life's on the line or if you just want an extra $200 off when you're buying a new car. He goes over frameworks that make it easy to remember. And just like the last book, he points out the psychological faults that were instilled in you as a little kid, or even by your parents, that you need to remove if you ever want to be a good negotiator. And I'm sure you know that, yes, you should be able to negotiate, but you probably don't realize how valuable of a skill that is. It's the single highest paying per hour skill that anybody could have. Think about it, if you sit there at a car dealership for 15 minutes and you get $100 off, you just got paid $400 an hour. And that is literally such a small example, but it happens all the time. Imagine if you're getting into business, what kind of difference that would be for a loan or an investor. That could literally be tens of thousands or millions of dollars of difference. If you ever want to do deals with anybody, which is pretty common in life, you gotta be a great negotiator if you ever want to get what you want. Otherwise, you're gonna be a doormat, you're gonna get walked over, and everybody else is gonna get what they want. So give this book a read. It's by Chris Voss. It's called Never Split the Difference. That was number 2, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, a guidebook to negotiation tactics and psychology. Number 3 is a much different book. It's called Relentless. See, the reason I love The Way of the Superior Man, the Voss book, is because it goes over men's psychology. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. But you learn about a man's psychology. You learn about yourself. Things that you would never figure out on your own. It's like having a mentor with you. And then you can use those alongside with the negotiation tactics to negotiate with other people, negotiate with yourself, and just get everything you want in life. But number 3 is a different book. It's about mindset. It's about who you are as a person. It's called Relentless. It's written by a coach, but not just any coach. He coaches elite athletes, like LeBron James, I think was one of the ones that he coached. It's in the book, just give it a read. He goes over 3 types of people, who they are, and what they should be doing, what they're more inclined to do. You'll know exactly what he's talking about. You'll know exactly which one you are when he's talking about them. And he basically just gives you the playbook, how to exceed in life based on what type of those 3 people that you are. The other main theme of the book that you'll hear most people talking about, because it's a very main theme of the book, is that you have to be relentless. It's the champion's mindset. If you think about what it takes to be a champion, it's usually like 1 of 30,000, or it's 1 of some crazy number. It's not even 1%, it's like 0.001%. Picture an arena of 30,000 people and then yourself in the middle of the arena. You have to beat everybody in the arena if you ever want to be the champion. Every single person. And somebody like that doesn't just win barely. They are such a different person that they win by far. And they become that type of person because they have the champion's mindset. I honestly think this book is one of the only ones that describes the champion's mindset, what it actually takes. Because to be a champion, you actually have to be crazy. You have to be different than everybody else. And that's not normal. So that might already be you, or that might be something that you want to be, but either way, this book will help you. But if I had to sum this book up, it's basically the saying, how does it go? You don't become a millionaire and then start thinking like one. You start thinking like someone who's wealthy, and then eventually you become a millionaire because it aligns with who you are. You start taking those actions naturally because it's how you think. If you ever want to win over everybody else, or be a champion, or be the best at anything, this is the book that's going to teach you the champion's mindset. It's a must read for young, ambitious men, or even anybody that just wants to excel at the thing that they're doing. So those are the 3 books that I recommend any young man reads if he wants to change his life, coming from a 20-year-old entrepreneur making over 6 figures. The Way of the Superior Man, Never Split the Difference, and Relentless. Comment down below any books that you have read that really changed your life, and I'll give them a read. Maybe they'll be on the next list. But once you get Audible, because you're an ambitious young man and you're going to go places in life, right? I want you to comment down below what book you chose to read. I want you to comment down below what you learned and how it's going to change your life, what you're doing to change your life. Because I read all the comments, I'll respond, I'll help you, give you tips, and we can converse and learn from each other. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what videos you want next. I'll be sure to make them. I'll be sure to answer any questions, make any content that you guys want, because I love helping people. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it.